Welcome to Venture CFO Podcast, the show that takes your business to the next level. I'm CFO Stan, and today we are talking about how to start an internet business with value in mind, the VC method. Let's get started. How many of you want to start a new business? How many of you want to raise money to start a business? When is the best time to start a business? The best time to start a business is today. You don't need to raise money first. Raise a believer, solve a problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the market. So the bigger the money you will raise and make. Get your first customer. If he is not paying yet, it's okay. He is your user. So get a user and start a business now. How many of you are already in business and plan to sell the business in the next 5 years? Have you heard of someone you know in your industry has sold their business for more than 10 million? In view of revenue, profitability, establishment of your business, you realize you could do the same. Do you know how much your company is valued now? How many of you turned down by a bank loan application? You know the only option left is for you to save the company is by inviting investors to ease your working capital. If not cash injection, you have to turn to a money lender, would make you suffer even higher interest payment. The problem is you don't know how much share to give to your investor and what to say and what not to say to them because you do not know the valuation of the company. How about dividend or interest and whatnot? Why do you need to put a value onto your company? Why? It's important for you if you are in business for many years, you don't have any, so what? Or it's just important for only startups, or it's important for business who want to sell it. No, start with business value in mind. Your business will be able to attract the right talent to grow your company. No matter the percentage of the share, they will feel the sense of belonging. Don't you think they will love their job even more if they own some share in your company? Okay, with the right valuation, you could easily land a strategic partner with cash and resources to help bring your business to the next level. When you play games, there are a lot of rules to abide by. Some of the most important rules are that everyone playing the game agrees on when it starts and stop, how to score a point. And that's the deciding factor on who has the most point at the end. This is known as finite game. How many of you think business is not a finite game? There are no start and stop times that all players agree upon. And there are certain legal rules that all business are told to follow. And that what players do within those rules is up to them. There's no fixed time frame and no agreed upon way of keeping score. People told me, I have reached my sales target. Team A win, we are better than Team B, so Team A wants reward, or Team B get punished. And getting no reward is equal to punishment. Since business world is in fact an infinite game, according to Simon Sinek, there's no possibility of winning. The goal of an infinite game is to stay in the game as long as possible. That is business. Everyone today is a social media influencer who must have an online presence like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, WeChat, Weibo, Twitter, or even TikTok. There is a boss I met in an investment pitching. He's really success on doing business online, and he got a business plan to scale. So he's so motivated and telling the VC all his business plan and what he's willing to do and how he will do more and bigger if he gets more money. So VC bought his idea and asked how much investment was needed and how would they be able to get the investment return. After few discussions, he was stunned and they could not come up with a business valuation, and they can't even to agree on the percentage of the share to be diluted. What was naive? If you would ask investor such a question, how much would you fund me? How much do you think my company is worth? It's laughable. This boss never gave up and decided to hire an accountant to prepare a cash flow and revenue projection. He tried to get hold of an angel investor again. Unfortunately, this time around, it's still unrealistic valuation. Why can't an accountant get the valuation right? What is wrong with that? How many CFO here agree that we needed to do before getting an investment is what actually equivalent to getting a job? Equity funding is not a bank loan application. The banks have products. You go and choose and apply. Then they create an offer to you. Equity funding, however, are the opposite. You are the product, and you will be creating the offer you need. Let's imagine a job interview. Nobody could tell how much their salary is without knowing their capability to perform. Nobody would ask, what do you think your value is? This is just the same as asking, can I have the highest pay in your company? But I'm not sure if I can deliver what you want. Therefore, the most important thing you need is getting your valuation right. To know your value in the job market. As simple as that. Okay, come to business valuation. What is business valuation? Business valuation is a process and a set of procedure to estimate the economic value of your interest in a business. Business valuation provide information to assist with planning and investor strategy. Other than reporting, it is also critical components of all corporate transactions, such as merger and acquisition, corporate restructuring, and corporate recovery. There are various methods to value a business, and for SME, it's near impossible if you have an infinite mindset of running a business. You might think, I never thought of selling the business. So how should I know what the price is now, or even the future? Almost everyone who starts a business does not have a timeline to sell or hand over his business to a successor. It's just like the king doesn't know when he wants to retire until he actually dies on the throne. Don't get me wrong. An infinite mindset is good for business, and this theory was supported by Simon Sinek. Okay? Simon pointed out that running a business is a journey without a final destination. The goal is not to win, but keep playing. By which he means building an organization that survives its leader. That requires making decisions that sometimes go against your selfish thought, such as grow at all costs. Before you apply any valuation method to your business, you must have a direction, a roadmap. Begin with the end in mind. In its most basic form, it refers to always having the image of the end of your life as a frame of reference to evaluate everything else. When you think of the end of your business, do you picture yourself as the millionaire at the IPO? You may or may not see it in your future timeline. And it's right, you can flow back to now until you can clearly see the picture. It's not a realistic goal. It is for you to keep playing the game. You see, these numbers in millions are important to you and not others. You have to make sure you have the right valuation method for your business. There are two categories of valuation as widely used by VC. The first category of valuation is known as common methodology. So there are three. Number one is called multiple of revenue. Revenue per annum is multiplied with numbers of times to determine the value of the company. It is generally accepted approach for the world of VC and private equities. The second is PE ratio. The price per earning ratio is a ratio for valuing a company that measures its current share price relative to its per share net earning. This method is often used to value companies with an established profitable history, but it is not applicable to startups who have no revenue and profit. However, you could download the free template of startup valuation method used by VC below this link. Okay. Number 3 is discounted cash flow. Discounted cash flow is called DCF. So this DCF is a valuation method used to estimate the value of the investment based on its future cash flow. DCF analysis attempts to figure out the value of the company today based on projection of how money is generated in the future. This is commonly used for project-based business. Okay, come to second category of valuation. We call it bespoke methodology. Number 1 is notice of assessment method, NOA. NOA is a statement used by any credible bodies detailing the amount of contract value that would be incurred. Such details are useful for investors to accept an estimated value of a company. The second one is the paid-up capital method. It is known as an asset-based approach, considering how much did the business owner put into the business. It's usually done on liquidation basis or going concern. The balance sheet may not always have all the significant assets or the registered share capital like the way companies conduct business and internally develop the products. So the actual value would be higher than all recorded assets of the business. The third one is founding team past success. The lineup of the founders of the company could have a brand effect to make a company more appealing to investors, especially when the founders are well known in the industry. Like this, valuation could benchmark their previous success funding track record. With this, founders may make a company more valuable due to the contribution of their expertise and skill set to drive the company's mission. Like what you hear so far, make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Write to me if you have any questions so far or you want to know how to value your company. Please reach out to me and my team. How many of you want to start a business? Our sponsor, IBNext, will be giving a special rebate professional fee to incorporate a company to start your business in Malaysia or Singapore. Please DM me and my team. Now, back to the show. Based on the methods in the both categories, you can see the easiest way to value a company is the multiple of revenue method. The rest of the method may require some judgment from experts to value a company. Therefore, we focus on the multiple of revenue methods now. The formula is company value equal to revenues times multiplier number, or it could further break down into company value equal to numbers of customers times annual spending per customer. Or similar approach would be company value equal to number of customers times lifetime value per customer. To further understand this method, listen to this example. Imagine a company had a 5 million revenue per annum, which generate a profit around profit before tax 1 million a year. The company can be valued at 5 million multiplier by 5. That is 25 million. The multiplier number here is 5, but why 5? And why not other numbers? It will depend on what industry you are in. Of course, you will want to highest possible amount so you can get the highest selling price. But on the other hand, your buyer would want it to be the reasonably low as possible. So you say 5, people will say 4. You say 3, people will thought it's 2. Once the number are being decided on, the founders could then offer perhaps 10% share to the new shareholders who inject additional 2.5 million to help the company to the next level. What if you do not have any revenue as you are just a startup? The VC and CFO advice is, please do not value your business solely with a pure idea. Without any traction, no investor will feel safe entrusting their money with you. So raising money is raising a believer. Starting with users that believe in your prototype, that is traction. Yes, traction of user is value according with numbers of users and applying lifetime value of the customer concept. You could figure out your start valuation. However, most bosses First valuation that got rejected was using the top-down valuation method. For example, offering 1% of $1 billion market share. It was a huge mistake by some of the bosses in the early stage by trying to obtain investor like this, using this method. When dealing with a VC, this is certainly a stupid move. Another wrong approach to value a company is pegging to the computer valuation. Because a unicorn worth X amount of value, so my company should worth Y amount of value too. Some bosses hire accountants doing this is not the right way. Even you hire a financial expert, value this company using a financial projection was also a wrong approach. You see, smart investor will never bother to look at your financial projection. You can only attract emotional angel investor, but you will be stuck if your valuation is too high in the beginning. So boss who want to take their business to the next level will pass his funding roadmap with the CFO and describe in detail his pitch deck. If boss can resonate his vision as the roadmap to his fans, customers, suppliers on equity crowdfunding platform, that would be great. A lot of them successfully raised millions within 3 months with an infinite business mission and sufficient of funding. This is the way to the next level. Thanks for joining us this week on Venture CFO. Make sure you visit our website www.cfostand.com, where you can hit the subscribe button below so you will never miss a show. While you are here, if you found value in this show, we appreciate a rating, or if you like to simply tell a friend about the show, that will be helping us too. If you like this show, you might want to check out our book, Next Level Boss, The Secret. CFO Stand is available for private coaching.